Yo, what's good? What's good? Yo, YouTube family. How's it going, man? It's your boy here, Robert Williams, with another volume of Dear Younger Me, Things You Should Know. Coming to you on location still here on the East Coast in Virginia. It's cold outside. That's why I'm in the house. But wanted to continue on with this volume and give you the second piece of what I shared with you last week, and which was as I talked about doing a little sermon and teaching for the young men of our church and under Second Peter, and we're talking about in this series, this small series within Dear Younger Me, about securing your future and being intentional about your growth, and we're talking about establishing safeguards. So remember, securing your future, I took from 2 Peter 1:9 and 10 is saying, but he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and hath forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. Wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. But if you do these things, ye shall never fail. So we need to secure our future and have a fail-proof plan, all right? And the way that we secure our future is by establishing some safeguards. You want to, again, intentionally create boundaries and practices and habits to protect you from pitfalls while equipping you to make wise and God-honoring decisions. And you have to be both proactive and preventive to ensure that growth. That is what we need to do in establishing safeguards. So look, last week, in the other volume, we talked about pride. This week, we're going to talk about preservation and purity. So to my younger self, to the younger folks out there, look, like and subscribe so you can get more of this good knowledge and information I'm sharing with you. But look, you need to establish safeguards for yourself for preservation and for purity. You need to have virtue in you, okay? We talked about pride being one of the destructive things against man. One of the next biggest destructive things against man is preserving themselves and being pure. Now, I'm not trying to talk to be a hypocrite. I was not pure before I met my wife. I didn't preserve myself 100% for her. But I want to tell you, young man, young lady, preserve yourself for your husband. Be pure. Be pure for your spouse. Please, be pure for your spouse. It'll make a world of difference. Look, in 1 Corinthians 6:16, they talked about, he says, Paul's writing to the church and the people of Corinth, he said, what, know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For two saith that he shall be one flesh, but he that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit. Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. See, the tough part here is, as it talks about in verse 16, it says, have ye know not that he which is joined to a harlot is one body? So look, if you're fornicating out there, then, and you connect with someone else, friend, stranger, girlfriend, boyfriend, long, it's been a long relationship for y'all or whatnot, and that is not something that's looking to be a marriage. Look, you've just shared a piece of you that has joined with that person, right? And a piece of you have connected with that person. And the unfortunate thing is now that name is forever in your head of who that person was, especially if you're not going to be with that person, he or she, in the future. Things of what y'all did is now forever in your brain. And you're going to take that into every other relationship going forward and eventually into your marriage. You're going to have those thoughts at times. I'm telling you 100% it's going to happen. Okay. So we need to establish a safeguard for ourselves to try and do our best to be pure and to preserve ourselves, to chase the virgin. And if that's not the case, hey, you can start now. It's an aspect of celibacy, saving yourself for the one, right? And you'll get to see and learn more about that person as well, and the wholesomeness. right? It says in Proverbs 20:28, says, mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upheld by mercy. So mercy, being merciful, God is merciful to us. We should be merciful unto others as well, and be truthful. And that will preserve for our brothers here, you being the king, or your kingdom. Also, look in 1 Corinthians, as Paul was writing to them again, not again, but as Paul was writing to them in chapter 10, 11, it says, now all these things happen unto them as an example, that they are written for their own admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. So wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. And there hath no temptation taken you, but such is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. Okay? But will, with the temptation, also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So listen, we have to preserve ourselves and see the examples of other people. Because in Corinthians, what he's talking about is a young man was sleeping, a son was sleeping with one of the wives of his father, or the wife of his father. And they all knew about it. The church knew about it. And it's like, look, he's like, that's nasty and shameful and sinful. But for one, look, you guys have this around. This should be an example of something to you that should not be going on in the church and just in society. But it says, look, there is no temptation that has taken you, such as common to man. All these things are common to man. They have happened before and they can happen. Dear younger me, listen, these things have happened time and time and time and time again. I mentioned it in the last video. These things can happen over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if it's the 20s or the 30s or the 40s or 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and now into the 2020s in which we're in right now. The same thing happens, man. It's just a different time. Same things happen, it's just a different time. But here's another piece. Here's the last piece about the purity and preservation that I want to talk about. And it's not related to sex, however, it's related to alcohol. One of my scriptures that really did it for me, Proverbs 31, verse 4, it says, it is not for kings, O Lemuel. This is Lemuel's mother talking to him. It's saying, it's not for kings, O Lemuel. It's not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that are of heavy hearts. Look, give that strong drink, that wine, that alcohol, give that to the man who's ready to die. Now, not you literally give it to him, but let that be of them that are dead inwardly, that are dead outwardly. But if you see yourself as the king that you are, O Lemuel, it's not for kings, it's not for princes to drink strong drink, to drink strong wine, to drink that alcohol. Preserve yourself, do your best to be pure. That wasn't me growing up. That wasn't me growing up. It was just quite a few years ago that I stopped. This scripture really did it for me, as my pastor laid it out. But it was also some things I saw and some very close friends of mine that I said, man, I got to give up to help this person give up. I'm definitely giving it up for myself, for my wife who's been asking, but for my friend there too, I'm giving it up. No longer will I sip. No longer will I waste my money there. No longer will I poison my body. Listen, don't you poison your body. You should know you should not poison your body. And you can poison your body by fornicating, being one with harlots, being one with just other men, young ladies, being with one with other men, and even drinking. That's being impure. That's not preserving yourself. And fellas, being one with another lady that's not your wife. If you're not married, do your best. Do your bestest to stay pure and preserve yourself for your wife, and stay away from alcohol, stay away from drugs, stay away from smoking cigarettes. All right? Preserve yourself as best as you can. And this is what I wish I knew. This is why this episode is called Dear Younger Me. This is why I'm making this, because I'm tell myself, my younger self, this is what I wish I would have known. I wish I would have known to have preserved myself. I wish my father would have had this kind of conversation with me, but he didn't. And that's just the facts of life. But it's not too late for me to have this conversation with you. Okay? So you too, family, I know this is definitely on a serious tip, but there's just things I'm seeing in this society, in our environment, in this world, in my family that's got me saying, hey, look, we need to safeguard ourselves and be pure. All right? So look, if this is a episode or a volume of the mini series number 2. Got another one coming to you in the near future. All right. But until then, look, like, subscribe, follow me for more information. I know I'm going serious. I'm going a little bit longer on these episodes, but this is for your future. All right. So until next time, continue to think, live, and be unstoppable. Peace, YouTube family.